I'm getting ready to work on a project that is going to require a lot of half square triangles. Each block is going to need 8 that have the same 2 colors in them, this light blue and this cream color. So I decided instead of doing 2 at a time half square triangles that I would do 8 at a time half square triangles. So I practiced with some scrap fabric after finding a chart online that showed what measurements to cut your beginning squares, and the chart was not accurate. The squares came out too small, so I fixed that by just enlarging the squares. So normally what you will see in several places, if you look online for this method, it will say if you want a 2-inch finished half square triangle, you need to cut your beginning square 5 3/4 of an inch. Well, that will give you an unfinished half square triangle of about 2 1/4 instead of 2 1/2. So it's too small. So I increased these squares to 6 inches. And what you do is you take your 2 squares, cut them the same size, which this one is 6 inches, and on the wrong side of your lightest fabric, which for me is my background, it's a cream color, you're going to draw an X from corner to corner, from both corners. And then you're going to pin these so that they don't move on you. And so I'm going to put pins like right here. And you want them lined up as good as you can get them. Okay, now I'm going to treat this like I do with a regular 2 at a time half square triangle. I'm going to stitch a 1/4 inch away from this drawn line on both sides for both of these lines. So I'm going to go to the sewing machine and show you that. Okay, now the difference in my finished half square triangles may be because of my 1/4 inch purser foot. It may be a different 1/4 inch. It should be the same. Everybody should be the same, but it may be that. I don't know why, but I tried out the measurements that were given in the chart, and it just did not work. So when that happens, you just have to make adjustments and get it to fit your machine in the way that you sew. So I have a 50 weight thread in my machine as usual, and my stitch length is at 2.0. So I'm just going to stitch a 1/4 inch away from the drawn lines on both sides. So I'm just going to swing it around and do the other side. And cut my thread tails and then do the same on the other drawn line. Okay, that's all the sewing we have to do. And I'm going to take my pins out and stick them in my pin cushion. And then we're going to go to the cutting board and we'll cut this into 8 half square triangles. Okay, so I have my piece, it's all sewn, and I'm going to cut, and I am going to cut right down the middle, going both directions from edge to edge, and I'm going to line up the edge of the fabric to align on my ruler, and it should be at let me turn my ruler this way. It should be at about the 3-inch mark. Yeah, right there at the 3-inch mark, and I've got it all squared up. So I'm going to cut, and I'm going to leave that there, and I've got a rotating mat, so I'm going to turn that. This is a new addition to my studio, and trying to keep that from moving. And do another cut. Rotate it again. Now I'm going to cut on the lines that I drew. So I'm going to try and keep the pieces together. Now this isn't as critical because this is within your seam allowance, so it's not going to affect the size of your half square triangle. And then rotate again, and then cut this here. Okay. There we go. Now I have 8 half square triangles. So next I need to press them, and then I'm going to measure them to make sure they're the right size, and if they're not, then I can trim them down. So the thing is, if they're not exactly 2.5 inches, they're going to be larger. They won't be smaller, so that's an advantage. So I'm going to press these as they're sewn to help set the seams, set the stitches in the seams. And let me move these. I need them all on the other side. These fabrics are pretty close in color, so it probably doesn't matter a whole lot, but I'm going to press towards my blue fabric. And let's measure these. Hopefully I can do this before the furnace kicks on fully. I'll take one and measure it. You can see from my ruler here that I am just barely over 2.5 inches square, just by maybe a 1/16 of an inch. Not very much. So that's good, because now I can trim this down to the size I need instead of it being too short to begin with. So I'm going to use my smaller ruler, which is a little more manageable for this size square, and line up my 45-degree line with the diagonal seam line in the half square triangle, and then trim it down with my rotary cutter. And it's just going to take a little sliver off, but that's going to give me the size that I need, and my quilt will turn out better for that. So I'm going to do that for all of the squares, and you can see how I'm showing you here that that's just a tiny bit, but it does make a difference. So I'll go ahead and trim down the rest of the half square triangles so that they'll all be the same size, and be able to finish my quilt blocks. Now I'm done trimming these up, and I'm showing you all of the scraps that came from that. So you can see that's not very much. And my little dog ears are in that pile too. But if I had gone with the 5 3/4 inch square that was recommended in the chart that I found, all of these HSTs would have been way too small. They would have been 2 1/4 inches, and I would have had to start all over again. So I suggest doing a test run on some scrap fabric and then adjust the measurements as you need. The 5 3/4 may work perfectly fine for you, but if you're like me and it's too small, make your squares a little bit larger. And here is my chart that I will be using for HSTs when I do the 8 at a time method. And I would rather trim them down from a larger size to begin with instead of them all coming out too small. So feel free to try out these measurements in your chart if you want, and let me know how they turned out. And if they come out way too large for you and the smaller measurement chart works better for you, that's great. You need to do what works best for you. So I just rounded everything up to the next whole number, and I think this will work best for me. Thanks for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links. And to keep up with my latest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.